to those that are putting threats towards law enforcement on social media, beware, because in the state of Texas there are some laws that you're violating, there are some laws that you may be breaking, and be very careful, because there are some limits to the First Amendment. And when you start making terrorist threats, don't be surprised when you have officers knocking at your door. Don't be surprised when you have officers knocking at your place of work. Don't be surprised when you have officers finding you and investigating your intent. This is not a joke. Threatening police officers, threatening members of our community, threatening anybody with harm is not a joke that we are not going to tolerate. We're not going to dismiss. Like any other threat that we're always monitoring as a police department, whether it's to the peaceful gathering where people are exercising their First Amendment rights, or whatever nature of that threat is. When we learn of a threat, we're going to investigate it, and if it crosses a threshold into criminal conduct, we're going to prosecute it. So do not, unless you want to meet law enforcement, be putting crazy stuff on the internet, because I'll be the first to say it, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, policing isn't perfect. We do have we have instances in this nation where police officers fall short, but these 5 officers that gave their lives yesterday, they had nothing to do with Minnesota. These 5 officers that gave their lives yesterday, they had nothing to do with Baton Rouge. These 5 officers that gave their lives yesterday gave it in defense and protection of their critics, in defense and protection of people that feel disenfranchised. And quite frankly, although a lot of that disenfranchisement and anger is in society is placed at the footsteps of police officers, a lot of the ills impacting this nation has very little to do with policing, has a lot to do with a lot of other issues that unfortunately we don't control.